in our community. Not every community has that.
It is. In fact, they are so forward-thinking that they've offered emergency grants for nonprofits that have been affected with their funding due to, and it's a sliding scale on what your budget is. But, yeah, they're great, the Hutton Parker Foundation.
That's wonderful.
John, thank you so much for joining us. You're going to be back next week.
I will be.
You look like you're heading off to Hawaii. You're not going to leave us again, are you?
I will, but but only for a week.
Oh, okay. You are listening to KZSB 1290 AM. You can get your questions in by going to coworkradio.com. We'll see you next week.
All righty.
Hi, it's Catherine Raymock. Are you buying or selling a home? See Compass Realtor Terry Ryken. I went to Terry because of his reputation and experience, but was quickly taken by his genuine enthusiasm. It's that combination that truly sets him apart. Terry specializes in properties in Montecito, Hope Ranch, Santa Barbara, and Santa Ynez Valley, and has 39 years of experience as an agent and broker. There are so many realtors to choose from, but only one Terry Ryken. Find out for yourself. Google search Terry Ryken.
The Central Coast may seem laid back, but when it's time to work, no one works harder, including the bank that's grown up here. Montecito Bank and Trust offers customized lending and banking for all businesses, big and small. It's harder than offering one-size-fits-all solutions, but it's the right thing to do. And here, getting things right is a way of life. Montecito Bank and Trust. Behind every great community is a great bank. Montecito.bank. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Dan Farrick, Managing Director of the Impact Hub Santa Barbara. Come visit us and find out why co-working spaces are booming. Our 2 locations in the Funk Zone and downtown Santa Barbara offer private offices, permanent desks, and a variety of co-working memberships starting as low as $60 a month. Mention Co-work Radio when you book our tour, and we'll give you 10% off your first 6 months of membership. Join a community where you can live and work smart. Go to ImpactHubSB.com or call 284-0078 to find out more.
Welcome back to Co-work Radio. I'm Jane Walker-Wood.
And I'm Catherine Raymock.
And each week we interview 2 company founders. So we have with us here today Dennis and Albert Chen. They are UCSB students here, and they have invented a new company called Loca Fresh that's bringing the farmers market to your door. So maybe you guys could tell us about it.
Yeah. So we started through a UCSB program called the Technology Management Program, and the whole goal here is to put the farmers market online. Ideally, what we're trying to do is redefine freshness. Freshness is a term that's used here and there, and we feel like it's really lost its meaning. So by giving people an option to buy food that's been picked within a day and actually eat it that next day in a convenient way, we feel like we can change the food system.
Yeah, you were saying that your motivation is what you called a broken food system. So is that pretty much define it, what you were just talking about? People think they're eating fresh, but it's really days old. But does fresh have to be the day it's picked or the day after? What constitutes fresh for you?
Yeah, so what happens when produce is picked, as soon as it's picked off of the vine, it starts losing nutrients right away. And so a lot of the produce you find in grocery stores these days are picked well before it's even ripe and also require weeks of travel time to get to your grocery store. Whereas stuff at the farmer's market is actually picked within 24 hours, and they're also picked at its peak ripeness, which means you're getting the maximum amount of flavor and nutrients because you're reducing the nutrient loss that happens.
How about when you freeze it? Because I tend to get from the farmer's market and I make big batches of soup and freeze it. Does that affect my nutrient value?
It depends the fruit. It depends the vegetable. There's different ways to preserve different things. For example, tomatoes. You're not supposed to put tomatoes in the refrigerator just because it loses a certain amount of nutrients. I don't know that number offhand. But what we're trying to do here is...
That's interesting. I know they lose the taste. Mm-hmm. Like in France, they say if you're going to put the tomato in the fridge, you might as well throw it away.
Exactly. So what we're trying to do with Loca Fresh is, or what we are doing, is educating people about not only the best way and most convenient way to buy local food, but educate them on how to store it, who their farmer is, really kind of build this network of and community around fresh, healthy living.
I want to talk to you about the logistics of this business and how it works and how people that are listening might be able to actually sign up and be one of your new customers. But before, I just want to go back a little ways because we were just talking to John Greathouse, right? And you are both students of his. And Albert, you've actually just graduated. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
And Cameron, you're getting ready to graduate.
Yeah.
So John has a class where he helps entrepreneurs. You called him your mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Did he put the two of you together? What happened with that?
So we actually met John and I met in one of his classes. I showed up to almost every single one of his office hours. I was just thrilled to, be there, have a great person to learn from. So just kind of taking that extra step, showing up, getting to know somebody on a personal level, I think is the best thing a college student can do. And from there, he's opened up all these great opportunities. Told me about the new venture competition through UCSB, which is where this company came out of. And for the new venture competition, there's all these different sections or meetings where you can meet different partners, hear different ideas, join different teams, and that's where Albert and I met.
And so, Albert, were you always an entrepreneur? I know you said you graduated mathematical science, right?
Yeah, I graduated mathematical sciences, and I was always interested in working in something that I felt like had more meaning than myself. And I really care about food, and I really care about the food systems. And one day I was just wondering, why is it so hard to get fresh food? We have to go to the farmer's market, and sometimes our schedules don't line up with that. And we thought about an idea of bringing fresh food. And
who's actually, are you guys actually going and picking out the food now and delivering it with your cars? And that is the idea going forward, you'd involve Uber, or how would that work?
Yeah, so right now it is just us two. We created the website, created everything for people to buy online, and it is us picking up the food and then driving it around. The ideal model and the way that will pan out we have shoppers and we have drivers. These shoppers will go around picking up the food, and the drivers come and deliver the food. And we pick up, package, and deliver straight from the farmer's market. So we don't have to go from farm to farm to a packing facility and all this, which really saves us a lot of time.
What are you going to do in communities where there isn't farmer's market?
Well, right now we're just targeting Santa Barbara. This is the perfect place for us to, develop this
Definitely.
idea. And then probably move to cities similar to Santa Barbara, and then hopefully attack a big city like LA.
And so where right now are your customers coming from? Is it mostly word of mouth? Have you started doing some advertising?
Most of it, we've actually stood outside a lot of grocery stores, and we've flyered. We've done a lot of flyering. We've tabled in front of some yoga studios as well, where we got a lot of the people who go there. And we also have recently ended our advertisements with Independent.
So what percentage of markup do you have to have in order to make it lucrative for you?
So we charge a $7 delivery fee, and we actually charge the same exact price that people see at the farmer's market. So all you're doing is really paying for the delivery fee. We buy wholesale from the farmers because we partner with them and know them well, because we've developed really great relationships over the last 8 months or so.
And then hopefully get a tip, too.
Hopefully get a tip.
Now, how come I have to be home? I went on your website, and for me, that was a difficulty, that I had to be home. Mm-hmm. I couldn't pay online and just drop it?
You can pay online. We could drop it, but we really want to, make sure that the food stays fresh. And we are working on kind of boxes to keep it fresh while you're not home, making sure it's not sitting in the sun. And the packaging is something that we are absolutely working on. And as we grow, it definitely.
And another difficulty that I was having is the time period of delivery was so big. It was like 4 to 8 o'clock, because I was looking at the Tuesday, and I served dinner at 7. So I was trying to figure out how would that work. Is there a way to ask for an earlier delivery?
Ideally, yeah. Whenever you make an order on the website, you can actually put in notes. So if
I'm going to be on there.
If you needed it earlier or something, or a special case, we could definitely try and accommodate for that. Or we also sell on Saturdays as well. So if you're planning a big dinner on Tuesday, you can buy from the Saturday market ahead of time.
So what are you finding right now? I know you're fairly new. You started how many months ago?
5.
And are you finding that you're having the same repeat customers over time, and people or is it one time somebody wants something?
Yeah, what we notice is we're actually getting a lot of repeat customers because once they've tried the produce, they realize that it tastes completely different than what you would find at traditional grocery stores. So many of our customers are repeat customers.
So they're not typically people that had gone to the farmer's market before and just said, I don't feel like going down there on Tuesday night. They're people that just want fresh food.
Yeah, there's two types of customers. There's the customers that have actually gone to the farmer's market, so they actually know some of their favorite farmers, and they'll tell us which farmers they like. And there's also the customer that go to traditional grocery stores that have tried our service and really enjoyed it.
I have to say it's definitely something I'm going to add to my Tuesdays. I used to go to the Farmer's Tuesday, but now with traffic in Montecito, I just don't want to deal with getting back. Mm-hmm. As long as you can get it to me before, say, 6:30, so I can
You can absolutely get it to you before 6:30.
You've got a new customer. So tell me what you've learned. Obviously, you had this business plan on paper for some time. That's one thing, but actually putting it into motion. Has anything surprised you about this, more difficult than you originally anticipated? Or
Yeah, absolutely. The hiring process and building a team, the team is only as strong as the members within. And just trying to find people who are extremely committed, willing to set aside different parts of their life to pursue this kind of greater vision. They exist, no doubt about it. It's just finding them, getting them passionate about it, committing. That's been a little bit of a struggle for us. And also just getting someone to actually pick out their wallet and pay for something. We see all these people saying, oh, this is such a great idea. This is amazing. I'd love to buy from you every week, this, that, and the other. But they go to our website and don't check out. We're trying to figure out what exactly is stopping them through that process.
It's interesting because I did go to the website and I didn't check out, and it was at 8 p.m.
That's amazing feedback.
Yeah, and that I had to be there for a 4-hour period. And I'm someplace where FedEx leaves packages all the time. It's very safe, but I was thinking, I don't want to stay for 4 hours.
How about for you, Albert? What's been the most surprising, challenging part of this?
Yeah, one of the most challenging part of this is definitely first growing that beginning customer base and also getting feedback from customers because we've had some customers that have bought once and then haven't bought the week after, and we found it really hard sometimes to get their feedback and figure out what was wrong.
It's also been, it's been an odd period where people aren't settled in their homes the last few months. So,
your vision for Loca Fresh is what?
We want to completely redefine the food system, so everyone has access to fresh local produce all the time. So any place that there's a farmer's market more than 3 days a week is where we're interested in going next.
Before we let you guys go, which sadly we have to do here in just a little bit, we're talking with Cameron, Dennis, and Albert Chen from a relatively new business in town called Loca Fresh, but watch for them. Cameron, I read you're also a yoga teacher, and you go to the park and offer free yoga. What inspires you?
I do. So yoga has changed my life. It's, gotten me to the place where I am today. And I'm trying to kind of combine this with Loca Fresh because the whole goal here is to build conscious, stable, flourishing communities. So I think a huge component of that is all the incredible things that I've learned through yoga, which is try to find a way to pursue your highest self, understanding, creating a sense of separation between the person in your mind and your ultimate goal. Like, how are you stopping yourself from achieving what's best? So if I can get people to understand that through the practice of yoga and offer for free, then I think this will be a better world.
I love it. Your website is locafresh.com?
Locafreshfoods.com.
Loca, and it's without the L, locafreshfoods.com is the website. And thank you both for coming in.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Cameron, Dennis, and Albert Chen, we wish you much success. Thank you.
Thank you.
You are listening to Co-Work Radio here on KZSB 1290 AM. Catherine Raymock along with Jane Walker-Wood. And we will be back with Linda Weinman right after this. Hi, it's Catherine Raymock. Are you buying or selling a home? See Compass Realtor Terry Ryken. I went to Terry because of his reputation and experience, but was quickly taken by his genuine enthusiasm. It's that combination that truly sets him apart. Terry specializes in properties in Montecito, Hope Ranch, Santa Barbara, and Santa Ynez Valley, and has 39 years of experience as an agent and broker. There are so many realtors to choose from, but only one Terry Ryken. Find out for yourself. Google search Terry Ryken.
Hi, I'm Dan Farrick, Managing Director of the Impact Hub Santa Barbara. Come visit us and find out why co-working spaces are booming. Our 2 locations in the Funk Zone and downtown Santa Barbara offer private offices, permanent desks, and a variety of co-working memberships starting as low as $60 a month. Mention Co-work Radio when you book our tour, and we'll give you 10% off your first 6 months of membership. Join a community where you can